I was never really one for Wagyu. I mean, except for that, those maybe special moments where I had it, but, without any insight as to, and this was, years ago, as to how they were treated, or just, even my curiosity of exploring how the process happens. So
when we first came to North America with grass-fed Wagyu beef, we didn't actually use the term Wagyu because, and it's still today really, for us what we're producing is super good quality grass-fed beef, and we've used Wagyu as the enabler because it's the intramuscular fat that makes it juicy and delicious and tender, which grass-fed doesn't tend to be. And then we got convinced, rightly, that Wagyu is I guess it's a positive halo for quality when it comes to beef, so we put Wagyu back on the label. But yeah, the Wagyu's important because it's quite a cool breed.
Yeah.
And they're nice, gentle animals. There's lots to love about them. But it's really it's the marbled, and it's full of good fats, grass-fed beef that we're producing.
Right.
But yes, to answer your question, they're all raised outdoors, so they're walking up and down hills using energy, and they're eating grass.
Right.
And those are the sort of two no-nos when you're trying to get it marbling into an animal.
Yeah.
You're really trying to actually feed them a high-energy diet, which is, in a CAFO is basically cornflakes, and stand them still so they don't use any energy, so they get fat.
Right.
So taking away all of the shortcuts, it's quite challenging. You've got to have really good farmers.
Well, you've definitely perfected it because it's really super delicious Wagyu. It doesn't leave it heavy. It's not too fatty. It's for me, it's sort of the perfect moist and tenderness and sort of just balance, really. So
Thank
it's
you.
great. So you have the Wagyu beef. They moved to essentially 3 different farms, just following the growth of the grass.
Yeah. So how it works is the young animals come from. They're typically born in, I guess, the best land, the softest land, which has got the highest rainfall and the best grass. And then as they get a little bit older, they become a little bit more robust, and so they can go to the quality of land that's maybe not quite as good. And then when they're big animals and they can handle a lot more ups and downs, then they might go to the hill country or to more open farms. So yeah, they go through a series of stages. Typically those farms, I mean, in New Zealand, the first stage might be harder against the hills where the rainfall's high. The next ones might only be 10 kilometres down the road, or 20 kilometres, or whatever that is, 6 to 20 miles sort of down the road, and the next one might be that far again. So they're not going far, but I guess they're following the quality of the land.
Okay, so then take us on the journey. So then, they're on the 3rd farm, and then they're getting ready. You guys are getting ready to harvest them. What happens there? I know you guys have processing facilities kind of spotted throughout both north and south. We're more north for Wagyu, right?
No, we've got one in the middle of the North Island and one in the middle of the South Island, and they're located right in the middle, so that they're, I wouldn't say they're equidistant from the farms, but they certainly are not too far away from the farms. We didn't need to, but we chose to bring certified humane to New Zealand, which is when they came with the American SPCA, ASPCA, just to help us, I guess, determine what good looked like. So to answer your question, the cattle are never more than 4 or 5 hours away from the factory. They go there this is their one bad day. So they go there and it all happens on the one day. We don't carry them, have them standing in some unfamiliar, farm near the factory. It all happens quickly.
Great.
And it happens every week.
Yep.
We do process every week.
Tell us, what products now can you find in their first light? So from nose to tail.
So we've got 3 products that all come from the same farms. So we've got grass-fed Wagyu beef. We've got venison, which is red deer, which originally there were no deer in New Zealand prior to humans arriving here. So red deer came from England and from Eastern Europe. And then we've got elk. Elk because of, it's a beautiful, lean, delicious product, as is red deer. And of course we would, say that grass-fed Wagyu the same. So all the different cuts that you could ever want, plus now liver, spleen, kidneys, the organ meat, freeze-dried, encapsulated and in jars, so that if you happen to be deficient in vitamin B12, vitamin A, CoQ10. You know, you need to top up. and
Good
you don't want-
vitamin liver and heart and all those good things.
Yeah, as well as all the macros. You know.
Yep.
And what have I missed? Pet food. Yeah,
Pet
so we're
food.
just launching pet food. Pet food comes from the organ meat and the bones. We didn't put the fillers and the artificial stuff in. We just
Right.
kept it. You know, we applied the same principle as we would to the ribeye, to the pet food, and to the supplements, which is less is more.
I